Today is Monday, the start of the week, and I did do a video earlier about sexy stuff. So if you want to see that, you can check that out. And my thoughts on it was actually about pornography, which I felt like I think was important because we don't talk about that, especially as women, right? Because a lot of men watch pornography, and it's like if you're a woman and you look at it, you're looked at as like a whore or whatever. Which for me, I gave my whole backstory on what I basically thought about porn and whatnot. So, but right now I'm going to do a cooking video. So I have my hamburger over here, and it's kind of seasoned over here. My dog is kind of picky, so I realized that she likes food that I cook for her. I actually gave her some of like this doggy food. She's so particular about food. I really don't know what. I literally just saw a commercial for Farmer's Dog, and I'm like, it reminded me so much of the Pets table. And the Pets table, I did not mind. She didn't really take to it well, I'll be honest. It was like chicken mashed up with vegetables and stuff. And then the packaging was a little bit cumbersome because you had to like, it came in like a plastic bag, and then you had to like open it up, and yeah, so I'm not really. So I have here, I don't know why this like, this is the hamburger. It's sizzling if you can't hear it. I have my headphones on or my AirPods. So I will make her a hamburger. This is hers. Mine will be over here. I usually take it out and I put it, like, I usually ground it up and mash it with my hands just because I feel like that's better. So another day in the life of what I do as a 33-year-old single lady. It's like Beyonce's song, Single Ladies, right? Except it's funny, the actual song, when you think about it, she says if you like it, you should have put a ring on it. And she's singing about being single, but then she's like, oh, if you like it, you should have, put a ring on it, which I find funny. Um, but I'm going to put some barbecue sauce on this because that's how when I grew up, my mother would make hamburgers. I'm going to close my bedroom door so that I don't have the smell of hamburger meat cooking on a. Oh, and if anyone wonders why I am cooking, where's my barbecue sauce? Why I am, oh my gosh, dang it. Wondering why I am cooking a hamburger in a pan. I know that seems really weird. It actually comes out really good. It tastes really good. But I'm cooking it on a pan because I don't have, there's a barbecue outside. Again, I live in Vermont, so I live in a small town in Vermont, and there's like a little teeny tiny barbecue, but I'm not really too privy. I mean, I could do it now the weather's better. I could actually use the barbecue, but I'm not really too like keen on like, I don't know. I do know how to grill because my dad grilled a lot of food like salmon and burgers and stuff, like turkey burgers and whatnot. I also keep my windows open, see, because the exhaust from, I do have the exhaust. Sorry, Deborah, I didn't need to hit. Bonnie's like, what's going on? She looks so tiny there, but she's actually not that tiny. She's 60 pounds. She's 60 pounds. I don't know how many ounces, but that's how I'm going to cook it. So it's been in the fridge for a little bit. But yeah, I cook it in the pan. It's just, to me, it's easier like that. I do use a spatula. So let's flip this patty over. Oh, it looks like it burned. So what I sometimes like to do, I wish I could like hold this and like multitask and do this at the same time. Now I know when they record themselves, they have other people record themselves, so it's easier to film stuff. So this is like that. I'm going to, I'm not ambidextrous, which means if you're able to use both your left hand and your right hand. I'm trying to flip this over. I'm right hand. So disclaimer, I'm right-handed, so you know what I should do? I'm gonna do it this way. Let's flip it over this way. I was like, let me go like this. So I'm gonna flip this sucker that way. I am going to break it up into little pieces, like little crumbles, little pesaditos, little pesados, I guess you can say. So then that way I'll put this here. You can kind of see it. So this is, I season the hamburgers beforehand. Dogs, you're technically not supposed to season food. So let me do this like this. You're not supposed to season dog food. So now I'm gonna smash this fucker. I'm gonna go like, Father God, sweet Jesus. Okay, I'm gonna go like this. Can I hold it like this? go like that. I usually put barbecue sauce and stuff, but this is for her. This is not for me. I'm gonna make my own hamburgers for me. I don't know if she's gonna eat it. We'll see. But sometimes I treat her to like an actual like home cooked meal because yes, I do spoil my dog. I know they say if you don't cook for your dog, you're not like a real dog parent. But like, see, this is how I know my dog likes it. Ready? She's patiently waiting here. That's how I know my dog likes it. She's waiting for the food because she knows that I'm cooking. So she literally like will like wait, and I go like this. Can I flip it like this? I make sure that all the red spots are gone because if it's still red, that means that it's raw and it's not cooked. So it looks like it's almost done. So also too, so there's a dish in Hispanic culture. It's called picadillo. So basically, what you do is you smash the food into pieces and stuff, and like you season it, and it's like picadillo criollo, which I'm not really. So then you use like tomato sauce, I think, and you mix it together. I have yet to make that. I feel like it would. I feel like when I make black beans and rice, it takes a long time to make, like a long time. So I didn't really. I'm sorry, my thing to do. I'm not a camera photographer, a videographer, so cut me some slack in that respect. But it looks like this. It looks like that. So it is right now 5:54 p.m. I went on my walk with Bonnie through the post office. I recorded that. Small town living is so different than like, you know, city living and whatnot. So again, I encourage you, if you're like someone that you want to get away from the world, yeah, do small town living, but just be mindful. Make sure you have a car. Make sure there's transportation. Make sure there's lifts and Ubers, or else you're gonna be like me and you're gonna be like stuck. Not stuck. I'm not. I really. I'm someone who takes like a negative situation and I transmute the energy to make it positive. So I'm not gonna like sit there and complain all the time because like if I'm walking, if I'm talking, if I'm breathing, if I can see, I'm not gonna complain because there's literally people who can't do any of that. So if I have to stay inside for a little bit, I'm gonna smell like a burner after this. And I ordered from Instacart as well. So I ordered my Instacart, which I was wondering if Instacart drivers, if they get like, I was wondering how they get paid. I was actually contemplating doing that at one point, but I don't have a car. See, the perks of living in a bigger city. So apparently if you do like DoorDash or, no, if you Uber, if you drive for Uber, then they give you like, there's a rental car program. But here, you can't do it. There's no way you can do it. So I'm going to let's settle this down here. And I'm going to put this is for Bonnie. This is Bonnie. So one of my favorite bowls. This is my little heart-shaped bowl. It has hearts on the inside. I forgot where I bought this. I bought this in a store in Miami. I don't know if it was, where was this at? Was this in Nordstrom's? I can't remember where I got these, but I remember they were really cute when I got them, and I was like, I could not resist them. So I've had these for like several years. This is my favorite bowl because anything that's pink and has hearts on it, I am like all about that. I'm all about anything that evokes positivity and love, but not like in a toxic way. So I'm gonna put this. She loves the juice from this stuff. It's not that much actually. I thought it was gonna make more meat, but it's not. So I'm gonna let it cool down. I'm gonna get all the juices and stuff. And now the pan is ready for my burger, but I need to, and I should preface this, I should say I did drink a little wine beforehand. So I was getting sleepy already. So I was finishing off. See, so I did a video like a few days ago about the wine that I chose. Is called Lolita. This is the barbecue sauce I'm going to use for my burger. So I like to marinate the burger um, with barbecue sauce beforehand. I'm trying to think what topic I can discuss while I cook, because I know that there was a topic that I wanted to discuss. I just can't remember what it was at this moment. So I'm going to pour. It's vino time. It's not wine down Wednesday, but I'm eating food. I do have so I like to do, because I was raised in a household where we did like, basically every meal, so we would do appetizers. We would do, I need to tighten my pants a little bit, excuse me. My dog is looking at me like, I don't give a crap what you're saying right now. This is her face. So I've learned Bonnie does not like basketball. She will watch the dog. So there's on YouTube, there's it's called Dog TV, and you can like basically like you put on it's a video. So there's a farm, I think it's in Australia, and they like it's they have tons of land, and they like basically just like I think she's tired. She had quite the walk. I just gave her a massage too. I put on my meditation music on my little Alexa thing, and then I basically like I give her a massage on her chest because she does have these little lumps on her in her armpits, but they're not. I don't think it's like malignant. I think it's those are benign like lipomas or it's like an infectious thing. So like a human, if you get an infection, your lymph nodes get swollen. So it's kind of the same thing I think with her. So she's still kind of recuperating and recovering. The vets here, unfortunately, I don't know. Sometimes I'm like, I don't think I don't know. I don't want to like what's a word talk down about certain places because I do live here and it's a small town. So like if I say one thing, it's gonna you know. It's like imagine if you live. It's not like living in like Gilmore Girls, Stars Hollow. It's like the neighbor the neighboring town in Stars Hollow. I think Connecticut is a little bit. There was actually a town in Connecticut called Westport that I loved. If you ever go to Westport, Connecticut, they have this amazing strip of like shops and they have original pancake house. It's awesome, and I kind of miss it. But anyways, I backtrack. But my dog is like she's not amused, so I'm gonna have my little crackers. So I always try to do an appetizer if I don't have baguette bread in here right now, which I don't. It smells so. Ugh. Ugh. I'm gonna lower the burner for a second. I'm gonna let her try. So this is her meat, her hamburger meat. So I forgot what I was doing. I'm gonna swirl this around for a little bit. Um, Hold on, I forgot what I was saying. There was a point I was making. I put the barbecue sauce on it. I'm also weird. Like I like to. So I have my hamburger buns. I think I put them in the fridge. Um, so I'm gonna get that out in a second. Um, but I'm gonna let this like. I think I'm gonna put this in the fridge for a little bit. Actually, I'm not gonna cover it. I'm just gonna put it in the fridge, let it marinate for like 30 minutes, and then we'll go from there. Right, baby? Um, what else is there to say? I'm gonna get my crackers out. So yeah, we do an app. When I grew up, we used to do an appetizer. I highly recommend. So I didn't realize I was raised very European, even though I grew up in America, because we did a lot of like European customs things, like the music we listened to. This is why I want to go to Europe so bad. I've been to Europe once with my family. We went to Italy. We went to Rome. I tried to sound so sophisticated. I was like Roma, Venezia, Florencia, Milano. Those are the four cities we went to, but I really want to go to the Amalfi Coast just because it looks beautiful. Like um I've seen so many videos of Positano and like the Amalfi Coast area. I'm like, oh my god. And like I don't know if it's Sorrento and Puglia. I would love to go to Puglia. Oh my god. Um I'm gonna turn this off because there's no need to have a burner on when there's nothing burning in there. And then it has the smell right now. Smells like fire burning, literally. This is why I'm not a chef, but cooking. So I figured because I wanted to do like a let's talk series, but then also do like a cooking. I'm gonna try this hamburger meat while I'm. Oh, bro, that's good. That's good, bro. Her hamburger meat came out so good. It's hers. I don't want to eat too much of it, but bro, that came out really good. I'm gonna let it cool down though, because I don't want her to burn herself. I'm gonna put my cheese back in the fridge because I like to make cheeseburgers. If I had bacon, I would make a bacon cheeseburger because I love burgers. I know if you're someone that doesn't eat meat, I don't want to offend you because I know there's certain people from certain cultures and religions where they don't eat meat or pork. So I think it's like in Hindu religion, you don't eat pork. So I want to be mindful of that. And I'm not vegan, but I also think my body needs protein. And also, I feel bad because I know that that's cow. And I love cows. I love all animals. So, like, when I eat this, I'm like, I try to pray over it. I know I'm such a nerd, but like I really do. I give grace for the food that I eat because at the end of the day, like this was a cow. But also I need protein. I think I'm slightly anemic as well. Um, and I determined this because I did an at-home anemia test. Shout out to I forgot Healthy Living, Healthy something. I forgot the company, but they made their own like test kits for you. Order them online, and then I'm gonna make this brighter. You order them online, and then they send you a test kit to your house. The rest is history. But so I'm trying to think what topic I wanted to discuss. Because I know that there's a topic I can. Where did I put my wine? Mm-hmm. So I'm still doing the Lolita wine. I bought this like a few days ago at Beverage Mart. And it's actually pretty decent. This is rated, it was a 3.8 on Vivino. That's not bad. I'm a wine snob, so I only pick wines that are like 4.0 and above. But I think it's so cute. Look at the label. It has a little girl with sunglasses. She's not a little girl, this is a woman. But I just think it's so cute. I love, it's like I look at labels, wine labels, the same way I look at football helmets. I used to root for the team that had the coolest logo on their football helmet. Now I go by like the stats, the players, their past like winning history or whatever, like, and also I root for the underdog. So low key, I was really happy that, like, no offense to like Travis Kelce and the Kansas City Chiefs or whatnot, but like when the Philadelphia Eagles won, I was rooting so hard for the Eagles to win because when I lived in Philadelphia, when the first year I lived in Philadelphia was 2022 to 2023. They played the same team. It was basically a rematch. Like I basically relived the Super Bowl, but instead of the Chiefs winning, the Eagles won. And it was like, and I went to my neighbor's apartment to watch the game, which was different for me because like I've never been to a football game. I've never been to a tailgate ever in my life. That's on my bucket list. I really want to go to a football game. And like I want to experience. Maybe I'll get a beer. I don't know. I've never really like I don't drink beer. I like wine, but I don't really drink beer. But I would do like the whole thing. I would wear like the jersey just to get the experience of what it's like because I've never done it before. They don't really have a like there's oh my god, I just realized Vermont bro. I just realized Vermont doesn't have a football team. That's crazy. Holy shit, I just realized Vermont doesn't have a football team. The Buffalo Bills, the New York Jets, the New York Giants. Rhode Island doesn't have a football team. Green Bay Packers. Does New Jersey have a football team? Bro, I just realized that. Vermont doesn't have a football team. Right? The Miami Dolphins. The Minnesota Vikings. Seattle Seahawks. Bro, we don't have a football team. I'm not saying we, I really haven't lived here that long. That's crazy. Why? I'm gonna ask Alexa, why does Vermont not have a football team? And these are the questions I would ask myself. If I wasn't recording myself, like legit, this is what I would ask myself.
Vermont is one of the least populated states in the country, and it does not have a professional football team because of this. Most of the teams are located in New England, and fans in Vermont often support these teams. However, there are some people in Vermont who
It's saying the
and they have their own local leagues.
here. So it says so apparently Vermont is the least populated state. I would think like Rhode Island would be the least populated state, but apparently not. Oh good, Bonnie's eating her meat. That sounds bad. Does that sound derogatory? I didn't mean it to sound derogatory. I'm gonna put this in her bowl and see what happens. So, come here, baby. Hopefully she eats it. I don't know. We'll see. I put all the hamburger meat from here into her bowl. She's moving to the bowl. I don't want to act like I'm like watching her, but like we're gonna see. So this is okay. I'm gonna stand like this because then if she knows I'm watching her, then she won't eat it. So this is my dog when she eats food. She like smells it, she sniffs it, she makes like little assessments and decides whether or not she wants to. I know she wants to. I know she wants to eat it. Watch. I bet you she's looking at me. I knew it. She was looking at me right now. See, look at that. Look at this. She is such a picky dog. Look at this. She knows. She like okay, so I just gave her some from the bowl from my hand. This is how like funny my dog is. She's so finicky. She'll eat if I'm sitting here at like the table. This is my kitchen table. So if I'm sitting here, she if I'm feeding her from the table, she'll eat it. But oh look, she's eating it. I know my dog so well. She's eating it. Can I zoom in? No, you can't zoom in. She's eating the food because I made her hamburger, but I didn't season it too much because last time I seasoned it too much, she got sick. So, but just learned that Vermont does not have a football team. I do know though, I do know that Canada next door is very big on hockey. I do. Oh, they do have a hockey team here. So I take it back. They actually do have a hockey team because it's at a community center. Again, I don't really get out much, so I don't really know what people do here. Is that good? Oh, she's making a mess. She's a very messy eater. She eats and then it all goes all over the place. Oh, now she stopped. Why did you stop? Oh, but she's contemplating. She's so funny, bro. She's so funny. She's so funny. She doesn't want to eat. And this is why I've actually gotten a spoon before and I fed her myself. I know I'm a weirdo, but I care about my daughter. She's very spoiled. She's eating a little bit though. She's eating it. I had other food underneath that was from a can, which reminds me I need to check my phone for Instacart. In fact, I need to get my phone for Instacart because Instacart, where is my phone? Okay, no, Instacart says 8:40 to 10:10. So, did you eat? No, did you eat all of it? Did you eat your other stuff? Where is it? Did you eat the? No, there's still pieces there, Bibber. I treat her like as if she was my toddler. Like I tell her you can't have ice cream because I do feed my dog vanilla ice cream. I go, you can't have ice cream until you eat all your food. You can't have your greenie until you eat all your food. So my Instacart is thing. Let me tell you, if I didn't have Instacart, I don't know what I would have done. And I'm so happy that they have it available in this city because I would have been screwed because I don't have a car. So people probably wonder, why did you move to the city? Again, I went through a lot of stuff starting in 2021. Not so nice people did some not so nice things. So I basically I took it upon myself. I said it's in my best interest to move out of state. I moved from Miami, Florida, to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, in 2022 October, and then I moved when that lease was up. I went from Philadelphia to Virginia. Did not like Virginia at all. It's very government oriented. If you're like a government worker, like I go, very much like, yeah, do that. I did not like it at all. And I will say the highlight of living in where I lived in Virginia. So I lived in a complex called Mosaic. It basically was like a workplace sleep kind of thing. Um, it had everything. It's like basically a centralized thing, like all in one. And they had a really good pizza place called Pupatella, the best pizza. Like literally, it was almost like Rome came to Virginia. That's how good the pizza was, and the service was excellent. I have nothing bad to say about that restaurant. Their eggplant was, oh my god! If I could snap my fingers and bring the eggplant to me now, I would. Um, the eggplant was really good. The smoked provolata, was it provolata? Provoletta? Provolata. I don't know how to say it. The smoked cheese was really good too. They made their pizza amazing. If you're from Virginia and you want really good Roman or Napoleon? I don't know. I'm not Italian, so I don't know. That kind of pizza, go there because it is delicious. And then what other? Cold Stone. Cold Stone was literally right underneath literally my apartment. Boom, Cold Stone. That was the that was the highlight of my, and other things too. That was where I basically, I don't like to say lost my virginity because I don't think if you have, so one thing I've learned is I don't know why we call it losing your virginity. I wish we can change that. I know I can't change that. You know how the Gandhi says, be the change you wish to see in the world. I don't know how to change that. But you don't lose. your virginity. Because why are you losing something? I feel like you're gaining an experience, right? Like it's like riding a bike. You don't say, "Oh, I lost my ability how to," like anything. Like you know, you don't lose something, you gain it. So I don't know. That's just my opinion. I'm gonna have a sip of wine really quickly. But I did drink like a little bit. I drank like maybe like this much before. Um, so that's that. And I'm gonna put it off to the side because I don't want to drink the whole thing. I'm not. I know there's a term where you call someone a lush. I'm not a lush. I just, if I'm gonna have wine, it's only gonna be with food because I cannot eat. I cannot drink something unless I have food with it because it's just gonna like, especially red wine. Red wine has melatonin in it, so I will fall asleep. I don't want to do that. Like, my Bonnie came over. I think she thinks I have food. She's waiting for something. What do you want? I already gave you. Did you eat all your hamburger meat? Did you eat all your hamburger or no? No, there's still. All right. No, she ate most of it. She ate most of it. I'm gonna put this here. So I'm gonna leave this here. Um, but yeah, if I have wine, it's gonna be with food. I can't. That's why I swear sometimes, and I said this in another video. If a guy asks me out on a date and he's like, "Do you want to get drinks?" I hate when I have to be like, "No, but yes," because I don't really want to like. I don't know. I don't want to be like a Debbie Downer and be like, "Oh no, I can't drink unless I have food." Because here's the thing. And here's the thing: is some guys don't want to take you out because they don't want to spend money. Like, and this is why my theory, my thing is people should split on a date. That's just me. Because it's just like that's a lot of pressure to put on a guy to be like, oh, fund my dates, right? Does a guy have to pay for no? Like, I think that's silly. So, anyways, but yeah, I always feel bad when a guy's like, do you want to get drinks? And I'm like, but I don't really drink. Like, I want to, I have to, like, I go into this whole soliloquy of like, I need to only drink with food because then I have a sensitive stomach and I'm a very lightweight when it comes to alcohol, so it hits my bloodstream, but then I'm automatically tired. So therefore, I need to have food to digest. So, molecular biology would dictate I don't get, drunk too fast, right? Or inebriated. But literally, like I've given a whole mom like a thing for when I did that. So, um, yeah, I'm trying to think of what topic to discuss on my Let's Talk whatever. What did I call it? Let's Talk series. Mm-mm-mm-mm. I talked about starting over. I talked about feeling it to heal it, turning pain into power. I talked about the job market. I feel like maybe I wanted to touch on like forgiveness, but I don't know if I'm ready for that yet. Or we could get really spicy and talk about sex stuff, but I already talked about that earlier today. Um, I would say maybe like I don't know. I have one that's really more. It's not morbid. I don't know. My view of death is not morbid. I'm weird. Well, you know what? Let's talk about that. That's an easy. That's I think better to talk about while I'm cooking versus like having a serious like thing. Um, Death, dying, afterlife. So I've wait. Let me set a timer. Alexa, set a timer for 15 minutes. I have to give my dog water really quickly because she's. Hold on, baby. Let me get this for you. I will say that Bonnie does get really thirsty a lot, and this is why I thought, oh, what if she has lymphoma? But she has an appetite. She wants to go on walks. Um, her breathing isn't labored. I think like a nurse would, because I worked in a hospital, and I monitor. I'm weird. I monitor her temperature every single day, and it decreased. She had like a 10 something. It was high at one point, and now it decreased significantly. So I get nervous, and I'm like, I hope she's okay. But I thought, like, it's funny when you work in medicine or healthcare, and then you have to seek healthcare, whether it's for yourself or like someone else, and then you go in and you're like, but did you check her electrolytes? Did you do a CMP? Did you do a CBC? Did you check her thyroid? Did you do an ANA test for like auto, and then you don't want to look like you're a know-it-all or like pretentious, so you're like, but then the thing is, I want the best medical care for her. So I told the vet, I was like, at one point I was like, well, if it's a bacterial infection, she'll respond well to antibiotics, but some antibiotics are multi-drug MDROs, so multi-drug resistant organisms, so they can develop like a tolerance to it, and it actually antibiotics can be more detrimental than beneficial. So um, I yeah, so I basically like I told him, I was like, she maybe needs like doxycycline or clindamycin, which are, so like in a hospital, let's say you have like cellulitis, right? And you have an infection, if it becomes like a bloodborne, meaning like it basically disseminates itself in the body and it becomes like it's a bloodborne like pathogen or whatnot. That's basically like a patient or someone could have develop sepsis, which is like a disease of the blood, right? Um, or an infection of the blood. So that could be fatal. Like it could be fatal. Like pneumonia could be fatal, all this stuff. So like I literally was like going through the gamut of like trying to like basically do like a diagnostics on her without like doing diagnostics. And it's frustrating when you go to like a vet and you're like, well, I need her to have a chest X-ray. I need her to have maybe an ultrasound, like like a abdominal, maybe possibly. Um, I need her to have her blood drawn. I need all this stuff done. And then you're like, it's like you can't, you're not the doctor. You can't go in there. But it's frustrating because you worked in healthcare. I'm sure anyone, if you work in healthcare, you can relate if you're a nurse or something. But you don't want to come off cocky or like arrogant, like, oh, I know this and this and this. Because I don't want to be like that. I want to be respectful of the people that are providing care to her because they are doing a service. But I will say though that like after my experience of going to the vet, like you know your pet best, and like they're going to try to rack up the bill for you as high as they can. Unfortunately, I don't know why. Maybe because the rising cost of like the vet care and like I don't know. I got an email recently that it said it's because of like inflation and stuff, but I'm like, honestly, I think vet care has always been high. Even when I lived in Miami and we had like our childhood pets and stuff, I had a dog named Elsie, and when she received they had to take part of her lung lobe out because she was having breathing issues. Um, so yeah, it cost a pretty penny. So I'm kind of like I knew what I was getting into in that respect. Let me put this, but yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully she's eating. She goes for walks. She has been playful. She was able to jump on the bed. I do know that like when you have fatty deposits, those could be lipomas because those are basically benign tumors and they could accumulate anywhere in the body. Think of like if you have fat cells, which are basically like adipose tissue, and they just build on top of one another. That's what she the cheese is melting. Oh no, I have to put the cheese back in the fridge. I'm sorry, Pepper. I'm so sorry. I got nervous because there was a hole in the cheese. I'm sorry, Bibber. I didn't mean to scare you. So yeah, hopefully thoughts and prayers for my doggy. If you're someone that prays, I would very much appreciate if you do pray for my doggy because I love her to pieces. And if your dog is sick or if you have a cat that's sick, I will pray back because I know I'm a stranger to some people, but I believe we're all interconnected and we share and coexist in this time space reality together. And we owe it to ourselves to be in harmony with one another. Even though I know that like there's a lot of fighting in the world that goes on, I think it would behoove ourselves to be kind and nice to one another. That's just the way I operate. So if you can pray for my doggy, she would be very appreciative. Right? She's like, I don't know what you're talking about right now. I have 9 minutes on my timer. So I put my burger in the fridge to marinate with barbecue sauce. So I like to put barbecue sauce because that's the way I was like raised. My mom always would put barbecue sauce on stuff. So like at least like pork chops and whatnot. So I have it in here. It's in here. It's marinating. I put paprika, garlic powder, onion powder, sea salt, like coarse ground sea salt, uh, ground pepper. What else am I missing? I didn't put brown sugar sometimes because I found basically like a steak seasoning, like a hamburger seasoning recipe, and basically it's like brown sugar, white sugar, paprika. All my spices are up here. Basically, this is my spice cabinet. My spice, along with my one of my favorite cups, which says I've had this cup for years. It was from Barnes and Noble. It says, "Happiness is a cup of coffee and a good book." So I do like books. I need to read my books. I have a lot of, these are all my books. I have a lot of books. I know I'm going on a side tangent, but you get a glimpse into my life of what I'm like. I do have Good Morning America on. I know it's not morning, but I do have Good Morning America. They sometimes talk about fun stuff. I don't know who the heck this guy is. No clue. But I know that's Jenna Bush something something. Jenna Bush Hager? I don't know. But they're like drinking tea or something. I don't know what they're doing. But anyways, this is my book collection. I have a lot of books. I tried to organize them. One of my books that I really want to read is this one. I think it's called Persuasion, because it has like a really pretty like cover. I got it at Barnes and Noble. See, it has a seal of like the golden seal of, so it's One Man's Wave maybe. I have no idea what this is about. I just bought it because it was by Jane Austen. She's like one of the authors. When I was in high school, no, was it Jane Austen? Who wrote? Is it Charlotte Bronte? The Bronte sisters. There's Emily Bronte and Charlotte Bronte. Wuthering Heights, Jane Eyre. Jane Eyre was written, Ziggy, my dog's like, Ziggy, who wrote Jane Eyre? This is literally my life. Like, this is what I do if I wasn't recording myself. This is my life. I think it's Charlotte Bronte, not Emily Bronte. But anyways, this is one of like my favorite books. Not favorite, sorry, not one of my favorite books. Favorite authors. So, I also have yet to read. I bought this, The Diary of Anne Frank. I don't know when I bought this. It was a while ago. It was in Barnes and Noble and Coral Gables. Oh no, my books are fine. No, my books. No, 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 no. I'm sorry. I get really possessive about my books. They're just so pretty. I used to have a lot more books, but these are my books. They are my pride and joy. They're getting a little dusty, and a lot of it is like, so these are my medical textbooks that I have. When I worked in the NICU, I wanted to learn all about babies, so I literally like I educate. I used to have a book called, it was like the developmental something something of newborns. It was basically by the Neonatal Association of Nurses, NAN, the National Association of Neonatal Nurses, I think. Bonnie, you're blocking the books. Bonnie, you're blocking the books, baby. Bonnie, you're blocking the book. You have to scoot your butt. I do have a book about forgiveness. I know I was going to mention about forgiveness. I have yet to do this. I have really bad procrastination. It's like I have all these things that I want to do, but I tend to procrastinate a lot. But I do. I have. This was a really. I got this book at a Five Below in 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 Miami, called Five Below. What are you doing, silly? Are you sitting down? I don't know what she's doing. I think she's sitting down. What are you doing? Are you sitting? Okay, I don't know. She doesn't want to be seen. Okay, that's fine. I do have a really good book. Rupi Kaur is a really good poet. So I have Milk and Honey. I did read some of that. It's very graphic, let me tell you. That show is very graphic. Show. That book is very graphic. This one's called The Sun and Her Flowers. And then there's some other ones called Homebody. I actually have a book, so because of what I went through, I wanted to turn myself into like a crime fighting ninja, but like with no experience, right? So someone recommended this book to me. It's about situational awareness, and it's written by like a U.S. Marshal. So, go figure. It's actually really good. Like, even if you don't go through something scary, I think I still recommend it. No, no. Okay, now it's okay. Ow, excuse me. I think the timer will almost, 4 minutes. Can I talk about death and dying and afterlife in 4 minutes? I don't know. Let's see. I'm gonna try. But that was my book collection, spice collection. I'm sorry I went off on a tangent. Go over there. Again, I have a neuro spicy brain. Please bear with me. death and dying afterlife. I do believe that there's an afterlife. The reason why I say this is because um let's see, the reason why I say that there's an afterlife. I used to watch a show, I Survived Beyond and Back. I forgot what channel it's on. I don't know if it was TLC. I used to watch TLC a lot. And basically, like, it was about near-death experiences. The person clinically died. They flatlined. They went into cardiac arrest. They didn't say that whether they were brain dead or not, but basically, like, they were able to surmise, excuse me, that the person was able to, like, they how the way they described it is that the person who was the victim of the NDE, or near death experience, basically, like, they were floating over their body and they were able to see everything that was happening in the operating room because they were, like, in a car accident. They got rushed to the hospital for, like, I'm sorry, emergency surgery. I don't know why. I'm gonna do water. Um, and they were able to recall and recount everything that was going on in the waiting room and around them in the operating room. And I'm like, that's crazy if you think about it like that. If that happened, so I do believe that. I've been in situations like where I feel like, and there's a show, it's a Therese Caputo show, the Long Island Medium. I do believe that that's true. I don't think it's a fake show. And because the thing is, she goes to, like, different places and she reads the people when she goes into a store and they don't know her. Like, I'm sure they get media consent because they have to sign a media release form, right? Or authorization form after they film. So, because they probably go, do you want to be on camera? Do you want to be on camera? That kind of thing. So, yeah, like, I do believe in the afterlife. I don't know if anyone else has had, like, a near death experience. I will say that, um, I'm not gonna get into it. I'll do that another video. I really, because it was a really, I don't need to cry right now. I've been through, like, a lot, so I don't really want to rehash the past and things that I've gone through. But, like, imagine just bullies, like, adults that are bullies, but they, like, take it to the extreme and, like, really mess with your life and, like, mess with your mind and stuff like that. To the point where, like, basically the world around you, everything is, like, I don't want to say staged, but, like, people, they just try to mess with your mind and, like, and excuse me, fuck with your mind. So that's kind of what happened to me, and it got bad. Like, there were things that, like, I really questioned, like, people's motives and intentions, and I didn't understand what was going on. And I felt like I was literally at death's door, and I'm not kidding when I say that. And again, I don't want to relive it because it's just like it's hard for. I don't really want to talk about that. Um, so yeah. 54 seconds. Alexa, stop the time. Stop the timer. So it's time to cook the hamburger, which is perfect timing because I do have a doctor's appointment because I do go to therapy. I don't mind saying that online because therapy is really good for you. Um, and she's actually a pretty decent therapist, I will say. Like, you want to get a therapist that listens to you and is really good. And she's helping me work through coping through people being mean and stuff like that. She actually taught me, there's something she taught me called the Pomodoro technique, which is basically like is it called the Pomodoro technique? Or no? Basically, you time, like, different tasks. Like, you give yourself a timer for different tasks and stuff. So she's actually been quite useful. She's well versed in, like, trauma and, like, narcissistic abuse and stuff. So yeah, um, I'm going to get the hamburger. I'm going to get my cheese. I'm also weird in the sense that I like to put, once the burger's done, I like to put it, like, in the oven with the cheese on top because that's how the cheese melts. I promise it's gonna look really good when it's done. I have really good pictures of food when it's done. Yeah. I should have done onions, but the onions make you cry. I usually like to do sauteed onions in a bowl with barbecue sauce and olive oil and butter. Amazing. and then I put that on top of the hamburger. So it's basically like a barbecue bacon onion hamburger. Sounds so good. It's so yummy. So yes, this is kind of like my therapy because and mind you, I never used to cook at all, like zero. I sucked at cooking, and now I'm like I love to cook, which is crazy, right? So it kind of worked out. Like I lived in a very remote area, but because I didn't have anything around me, I forced myself to learn how to cook. So I'm gonna get my hamburger bone. So fun fact, in Miami, excuse me, they have a restaurant that is absolutely, it's not amazing. Well, I guess I don't want to say it's amazing. It's really reputable. It's really well known. It used to be called Houston's. It's part of the Hillstone group. Um, and they make these egg soaked buns. So these are just regular brioche buns from, I don't know what brand it is, but it looks pretty good. But Hillstone, if you ever been to Coral Gables, Florida, go on the Miracle Mile, take a walk or a stroll there, and there's this restaurant on the corner called Hillstone. It will be packed from when it opens, like 11 a.m., 10 o'clock, to when it closes. It is very trendy. The menu is very simplistic. Their model is basically like to provide consistent, exemplary service for every interaction, but their turnover for every single table is like, it just doesn't stop. Like you can only be at a table, I think maybe like an hour and a half, 2 hours max, which is kind of frustrating. But that's basically the server has to orchestrate that so that everything comes out in a timely manner. I'll put it this way. There was a server that we got to know when we went there. She went to architecture school. She was an architect, basically. She made more money doing serving at Hillstone than she would as an architect. So she left doing architecture to work as a server at Hillstone. You do the math. um, and she loved it. And she said her boyfriend, I think, was a DJ or something like that. Um, I think that's what it was, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, she like people make money. You do really well, so it's like it's not always you don't have to follow the path that like maybe your parents want for you, or like that may seem very like unconventional. But hey, if you're happy and you love what you do, I think that's all that matters. But the reason why I bring up Hillstone is because they had the best hamburger buns I've ever had in my life. Like if I could just eat the hamburger bun alone, I don't know what they did, but I tried to replicate it here in my home. So, and I've even Googled like copycat, uh, Hillstone recipes or whatever. And it's really interesting because their chairs, they used to have these, like, it's very, like, it's an upscale casual restaurant. And it's funny, as I worked at their sister company, um, I don't know if his name's David his name is Joe Ledbetter. I don't know if I could say that on, whatever. I don't plan on working in brick shops ever really again. I applied to one in Charlotte, North Carolina, because I thought I was going to move to North Carolina for a moment there. Never been, but apparently the downtown area is really nice. Um, I'm putting butter. So what I'm doing is I'm putting butter pieces on the buns. There's a reason for that because it's going to be like butter soaked. But it was basically an egg soaked bun, is what I'm trying to say. The buns in Hillstone were egg soaked. And I put butter in the middle, and then I'm going to turn the oven on. So I like to make egg, like, I would drench them in egg, but I'm not going to. It's just it takes some time and it's messy. But I used to douse them and dunk them into like an egg yolk mixture, and then I used to put butter on top, and it was so good. So I'm just gonna do like partial stuff of that. I need to turn this on. I'm gonna do this again. I want to preface: I am not a cook. I was a line. I wasn't even really a line cook. I was like, there's a place called Venetian Pool in Coral Gables where basically like I was literally like not a line cook, but we did rotate positions and I had to flip the burgers. I did the pizza in the oven. I actually burned my hand really bad while sanitizing dishes because we had to wash the dishes that we did. I've done everything. So if you think of hostessing, I did a little bit of. I did expo. When you train in a restaurant, you have to do like especially in brick shops, they train you on everything because it's very team oriented. So we had to do expo line. We had to see what the dishwasher did. We had to see how the sous chefs prepared the sushi. It was a whole thing. So Yeah. But Brick Tops basically they make the best buns. So if you're ever in Coral Gables, Florida, I'm basically promoting Coral Gables. If you've never been to Florida, go drive down to Florida, stop off at Coral Gables in South Miami. You would think I would move back there, but no, I don't think so. I think Miami. If I were to move back to Florida, I would probably do more northern Florida, like maybe Orlando, like Ocala, West Palm, Naples, because I just think northern Broward, Florida, Miami is very like fast paced and like people will cut your head off. Like if you in like traffic, forget about it. It's like imagine revving cars, people like zooming past you, like yeah. So I don't really think that that's like my place anymore. Um, Pinecrest is really nice. Coconut Grove is really nice too. That's kind of slower paced. It's very touristy. Um, I feel grateful I grew up there because I learned how to respect people of different cultures and like because it's really culturally diverse. I kind of wonder. I always wonder if like Vermont people went to like Florida, what would happen? That would be a that would be a great reality TV show. You take someone from Vermont that's like a farmer, like super like country rural, like, and you put them in like Miami, and then you just record. That's like me. Like if I moving a Latina to like rural countryside, like basically that's what I always wonder sometimes, like, because I close the windows are open now, but sometimes I'll like turn on my music and I'll put the bachata music on, and I'm like, these people probably think she's crazy, but it's fine. I don't care. You don't care what people think. Life is too short, and if you do, stop caring because they probably don't give a shit. And if they give too much of a shit about your life, that's because they're all up in your business and they're being super fucking nosy, and they have no right to do that. Not to sound mean, but it's true. If anyone's gonna have an opinion on your life, bro, that means they're not living theirs. So go live your life and screw what people think of you because life is too short. Go like make cookies or hamburgers or drink a glass of wine or something or whatever. So, but so that's my 2 cents on dealing with people who may not like you. So I have another packet. I have my hamburger buns in the oven. The oven is preheating, even though I really just want it to melt. This is gonna go. Now I'm gonna turn this on. I do put it on high. I'm gonna put the butter. I may put some butter. Let me put some butter in the pan. I don't usually do that when I make hamburgers, but like I Ruth Chris. So another little secret to cooking. Ruth Chris Steakhouse. Basically when they plate their dishes, the plate is basically put in like an 1800-degree broiler, like a legit plate. Like imagine this was a plate. They stick it in a broiler. When the steak is ready, like your filet mignon, your New York strip, your tomahawk, your ribeye, whatever, they take the plate out. They have a butter gun. Like legit, they have a butter gun and they spray the butter into the plate and it burns, it sizzles. If a plate doesn't sizzle on Ruth Chris, then they did their job wrong. That's like literally is known for the sizzle. So anyways, I do the same thing in the sense that like I'll use butter when I'm cooking steak because everything tastes better with butter. I know it's not really that good for you, but steaks taste so good. So I put butter in the pan. I'm gonna let it like again, I don't have like a Ruth Chris boiler. I'm not in a Ruth Chris style kitchen right now, so I'm just making do with what I have. So I am going to get this sucker, put it in here. Again, it's already seasoned with like paprika and whatnot, and garlic powder, onion powder. Bonnie is not abused as always right now. I really realized that, so I don't know how to manifest this. I used to be really big on law of attraction and stuff, but like she needs a yard, bro. Like she needs a yard, like a fenced in backyard, because I realized so like she's as if you ever get a dog that's like 50 to 60 pounds, like a medium to large dog, like golden retriever, Siberian husky, Labrador retriever, black mouth cur. They need to release energy. I know that if I was able to have a fenced in yard right now and I let her run free, she would go bananas. But unfortunately, and she's tired right now. She might actually be recovering still from what she went through with that weird infection thing. Um, but I just know that she would like benefit from being in a yard. And I already asked the landlord here if he would do a yard or like a fenced in thing, and he said no, because he said it would like cost a lot of money and he wants to focus on other things. And I'm like, okay. There was a house in Charlotte that was like beautiful, that was on Furnished Finder, that like I was really excited to like move into. Um, Seemed really promising. Didn't work out because apparently she said the people that were there like extended their lease, which I kind of thought was BS. I don't know. I had a feeling it wasn't like I don't know. That's what she claims. But it was a really beautiful property. It was a townhome and it had a backyard. And I was like, I don't know how big of a backyard. But so the burger is sizzling right now. I'm gonna flip it. Ooh, it smells so good. It smells so good. I need to hurry because I do have an appointment at 7:45. Um, so yeah, I forgot. Oh, I was talking about afterlife, right? Death, dying, afterlife. I do think we do pass on. Um, and I know it's going to be a really weird title. Come cook with me and let's talk about the afterlife. Let's talk about death. Um, I will say though that in all honesty, this is just me. Like the same way I say I wish we didn't say we lose our virginity, like we gain an experience. I wish like we could change things. Like when people pass away, I know we mourn their death, but I feel like we should be celebrating their life. Like I wish we can change it instead of having funerals and like having this ugly ass casket that's padded and it looks like fucking like death and like horrible things. I wish we could have like a party where like we celebrate, like people come up and we do a memorial where you like celebrate all the favorite memories and all the wonderful things that that person did. And like that would be just so amazing. Like I always said, if I passed away, I wanted to have like not a tombstone. I want to have, I already like know what I, like I don't know. Like I literally, because I thought I was gonna die like a few months ago, not a few months ago, like 2 years ago because of stuff that I was going through. So I was like, I am so ready to have like I wanted a stepping stone with like in the shape of like a flower. I already found it. It was on Amazon and it was gray, but I wanted to paint it. And then I told my parents, I was like, if something ever happens to me, this is what I want. And I told them, I was like, I wanted it to be placed in Disney World, in like because in Disney World they have these areas that are like gated, but like in like Magic Kingdom it's like basically there's like a piece of area that's like a river and it's a lawn. It's almost like it's like where you enter Tomorrowland and it's like there's a bridge and there's like all this gated lawn area. I was like I want my thing there. So like, or if I was to be placed in a cemetery, I wanted people to step on my flower. It sounds really bad, but I wanted them to step on my stepping stone and meditate on it so they would feel my energy and they would be feel confident enough to like go through life. That's the way, that's what I wanted because I feel like I don't want a tombstone. Cremation is scary as shit. Um, I just think like we need to celebrate people's lives instead of like I know we mourn them, but like, and I'm gonna cry. Like if something ever happens to my dog, I know I'm gonna bawl my eyes out and be really sad. But like I'm gonna celebrate. I have all the pictures of her, and I'm gonna celebrate her every single day. So yeah, that's just my take on it. I feel like we should celebrate people's lives instead of like mourn them because when you think about it, like why are we gonna wear black, right? Like if I want to have a celebration of life. I don't want people to be like mourning me. There was a video I've seen where someone like who passed away and they were Scottish, and they like I think they were Scottish. They had people play bagpipes, and they actually like when they lowered him into the ground, the guy he knew he was gonna pass away, so he recorded a funny like voice recording of himself like while he was being lowered down. He was like no, don't like making something like a joke out of it. So like that's kind of how I see it. Like I don't want people. If I ever pass away, I don't want to like be mourned. I want to be celebrated because it's kind of like when Zach Zobiak, the kid who had osteosarcoma, when he passed away, he said he didn't want to be known as like he wanted to be known as he wanted to go down as a kid as someone who went on fighting and didn't give up. And it's kind of like for me, it's kind of I see it the same thing. Like I don't ever want to be like mourned. I want to be celebrated and like say, wow, she really like she gave it her all and she never gave up. That's kind of for me. I don't know. That's the way I see it because I wouldn't want anyone to come. I want to have like a party. I know it sounds really morbid for me to talk about death and stuff, but I'd rather have like a party and like people have like I don't know, like balloons and like all my favorite cookies. So like everyone because so I want them to experience the joy that I had while eating whatever cookies, ice cream, whatever. I want people to experience that same joy. So when they think of me, they're not sad. When they think of me, they're happy. So yeah, that's. I know it sounds really sad to talk about death and dying and stuff, and I hope I'm not like foretelling my own like death or whatever. But like, wouldn't that be great? I do a YouTube video and I'm like, yeah, this is what I want for my celebration of life, whatever. And I'm basically like I'm foretelling my own thing. Oh my god, why is there so much black stuff on it? Get off. There's all this like black stuff. I don't know what's like, what is that? This is sometimes where I go. See, this is why I'm an amateur chef. I don't know what that is. There's like black stuff. I'm sorry, I have to tend to my burger for a second. I don't know what this black stuff is. I don't know if it's like because I burned it. Oh no, I didn't want to break it into pieces. Now it's getting hot. I'm getting really hot. Last time I made a hamburger, I made it pretty decent, so it's pretty red on the inside still. As for the little piece that just broke off. So it needs to cook more. Anyways, again, amateur chef, beginner chef. I don't plan on going to culinary school. This is just for fun. So I'm just giving a glimpse into the day in my life as a, I don't know, 33-year-old Miamian moved to Vermont, trying to make her way through life through chaos and craziness. Right? Okay. Where's my cheese? Oh, it's right here. I'm gonna put this in the sink. So, but I do believe in the afterlife. I do believe that when we pass on, like, we just change into another life form. I do believe we are souls. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. That's just my take on it. Like, I look at this as a meat carcass for the soul. Call that weird, but that's just how I see it. So, why is there juice oozing from this? That is so weird. There's like, ew. There's like weird juice. I guess it's blood. I really want to make the perfect hamburger. Because I've had some, so there was actually, speaking of Canada, we went to Canada as a family when my cousin was getting married to this girl from Michigan. And so the wedding was like, it was Detroit. And then apparently, so like Canada, was it Lansing, Michigan? So Windsor, Canada was where we went to. And they had this place called Boobies. I know that sounds weird. It was called Boobies or Bubba's or something. The best hamburger I've ever had. And so the secret was they put onion powder and they put onions in the burger. The best hamburger I've ever had in my life. Second to Hillstone. Hillstone, actually, I don't know. Hillstone and Coral Gables is pretty damn good. I can't like, I don't know. Hillstone is pretty damn good. And apparently their veggie burger is really good too. I don't know. I don't know. I've always, Hillstone was always one of those restaurants that was on my bucket list that I wanted to work at. And I was so close. I was so close. I called the audition. I basically like, I got to the part where they like, they interview you, they ask you to describe your favorite dish. And I think I worked at Brick House at the time and I wanted to go to Hillstone and I described like a dish that I ate this chicken Milanese at Hillstone with capers and like a cream sauce that was delicious. And I remember I got to like the next round, but then they're like, oh, you have to do a test. And it's like a math test. And I'm like, because I hate math. I suck at math. Unless it's like second, third grade, fourth grade math. Once you get to like geometry and like calculus and algebra, forget about it. I'm gone. That's why I couldn't be a PA because I sucked at chemistry and math and whatnot, which is frustrating because I love medicine. I love medicine. I love learning about the human body and clinical stuff, but I sucked at math, which is sucky because I know I would have been a good PA because I actually care and I'd have really good bedside manner too. But it's okay because you move on. You know, things happen. You get up, you get knocked down, and you build yourself back up again. And then you end up in a city in like St. Albans in Vermont, and you're making hamburgers, and you're recording yourself on a YouTube thing. which you never thought you would do ever in your life. So you're like, there's a new time for everything, right? You just kind of get this. There's like this weird black stuff. Ow! I wish there was when you're cooking. I need to look this up on Amazon. But like when I'm cooking, all this like juice splashes out everywhere, and I wish there was like a splash guard that you can put so things don't like splash up. Because legit, like this is what it looks like right now. Like there's like little specks on. You can't really see it, but it's on. Can you see it? I don't know. No, you can't really see it, but it's on the oven, and it goes everywhere. And I'm like, how do you prevent it? Because I need to put it on high heat. This is what the burger looks like right now. I know it looks like a hockey puck and it looks gross, but I promise you it's not gross. It's going to look really good. I'm going to see. Okay, I think it's good enough to like put in the. Oh, ah! I don't know if you could hear the sizzle because I'm using my AirPods. Ugh, my eyes, my eyes. Ay, Dios mío. I will curse in Spanish. I don't know really know what carajo means, but in Spanish there's like coño, carajo, mierda, hijo de puta, which means son of a bitch. Oh no, my little bunsies. Hold on. My bunsies. Oh, my bunsies are good. Thank goodness. Oh, God, they look good. I'm so excited. God, I love hamburgers. Okay, I'm going to place this sucker on here. Wow. Here we go. And now, so I just moved the hamburger over here. Oh, now I know, like, when people do cooking shows, like Rachel Ray, Gordon Ramsay, and Elmo Lagasse and stuff, they have, like, someone videotaping them and they're, like, watching them. I'm like, I don't know how people, I'm just, like, at home cooking or whatever. Hashtag at home cooking. This is what it looks like. And I have my little bunsies. I know they're not like on, they were on aluminum foil. It tastes so good. I'm so excited. I didn't make papitas though. So I do have these papitas. These are really good papitas. These are mine. Which, oh, you know what? Maybe I should make papitas. I'm going to turn this off. It's literally smoking. Can you see the smoke? Sort of. I'm going to make papitas. So these papitas are so good. I found out about these papitas. Papitas frita means french fries in Spanish. These papitas are in the shape of a smiley face. The reason why I love these so much is because there's a restaurant in Miami called Coconut Grove. They literally make these. I was trying to find these all over. They are in the shape of a happy face. And they are like little mini potatoes and they taste amazing. And yes, I realize I'm 33. And yes, I realize this probably is what you make for children. But I don't give a fuck what you think. Because it makes me happy. So if it makes me happy, I'm going to eat it. Because consider it a happy meal. I'm sorry. I don't want to be a bitch, but like I've been through a lot. So I don't tolerate any bullshit anymore. At all. Like I'm nice, but like if you cross me, I will like speak truth on you. So, and I will cut into you. Like I'm like there's this girl literally like in a movie, it's called Just One of Those Days or something. It's on Netflix. It's with SZA and Keke Palmer. And there's a girl in the movie who like her character is such a badass and she has like red hair and they're like, you know not to mess with this chick. I was like, this is who I need to become. Because I'm a very nice person, but like I realize I need to like be more like matter of fact because I'm too nice sometimes. And when you're too nice, people walk all over you because people mistake kindness for weakness. So, you know, that's that. So let's put this in the oven. Let's do Alexa, set a timer for 3.5 minutes. I don't know what band is playing right now on America Good Morning America. I literally just looked over to my TV and I'm like, who the heck is this? I have no clue who this is. He has nice nail polish though. The Driver Era. It's called they're a band called the Driver Era. They're very into it though. I will give you that. They're very into their music. I respect artists that are like into their music. You know, oh, he has sunglasses on. Oh, I gotta hear what this is. So this is a typical day in my life. It's usually, now I will say, I usually eat later. Um, it's like, well, now the timer is going off on my little, like, this is my little Alexa device. I have one of these. I have the ball. I have the Ziggy. I call this Ziggy because that's the name that came with it. This is the Echo Dot. No. What's that one? The Echo Dot? Pop. This is the Echo Pop. This is an Echo Pop. I love these things. They're so cute. This is the Echo Dot and the time. So it has, I'm like advertising for Amazon, like without realizing it. Hi, Amazon. Do you give like, what's it like, affiliate links or whatever? Do you give points for people talking about stuff? So this is, but it says the time and it has a timer. I really like it. Um, so that's that. It's really smoky in here. I will say that it's super smoky. That's why I keep the windows open. But yeah, I have the timer going. That's that. I'm gonna do. Oh, my little papitas. I should do the papitas. I should have done the papitas earlier. I didn't do that, so. I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 papitas. And they're all little happy faces. Tell me that's not cute, bro. Even if I don't have a child, but like I have a childlike spirit, but tell me that's not cute. Who wouldn't want to eat like little papita happy faces, right? My dog is looking at me like, you're crazy. This is the face that I get from my dog right now. She's like, please stop talking. Nobody cares. Well, someone, maybe one person will watch it. I'm gonna put these in the thingy. Wait, no, it has to be like 4. Was it 420 or 415? I just realized that Easter was on 420, and 420 is like the National Weed Day. That it was on Easter. I don't know how that happened, but apparently it did. I don't smoke weed, preface. I don't do any of that. I'm too sensitive. I would, if I'm already like not cuckoo bananas, but like I'm already like ADD as it is. Like imagine like if I smoked weed, I would be like more calm. I don't know. I feel like I would be, I feel like if I did that, I would be too much in the clouds. My head would be like, woo, you know? I would be way too like, I'm already zippy as it is. Imagine like, I don't know, maybe I would be calm. But I think it would be the CBD, not the, not the T, not the, I think for me, what I get nervous about, it is on my bucket list. Alexa, stop. I do get nervous because I feel like, so low key, if we're being honest, I don't know. I know in some states it's like when I was in DC, like weed is legalized in DC. A lot of celebrities smoke weed, whatever. My thing is I'm scared about is becoming addicted to it because THC is highly addictive. It's a psychoactive substance. So basically you can hallucinate. People that are high, they do get in their car and they do drive, but at the same time, CBD is being used for epilepsy to treat kids with like seizures and stuff. So there is something to be said for it. And also, I did read on Pinterest that there is a substance in cannabis, I don't know if it's a CBD oil, that helps with cancer. And it also helps alleviate tremors in patients with Parkinson's. So there is like a medicinal aspect to it. I just, to me, like if people are driving around high and stuff, like I don't know, I feel like they can like bump into a tree or something, you know, because they're not because the thing is there's like some because your senses I think are dulled a little bit. Like you're more relaxed, but you're like more like woo, you know, like and I don't know. Maybe I'd benefit from it. I don't know. It smells so bad. To me it smells like burnt. The reason why I know what weed smells like is because when I lived in Coral Gables, our neighbors behind us smoked weed all the time. Literally Friday nights, and these were adults. These weren't kids. Like they were adults with kids. Their kids went to Carrollton, and they would literally light up every Friday. I had respect for them though because they had their little buddies get together. They sat by the fire pit and they just smoked weed and stuff. And I went to a party once with the servers that I worked with, and they did offer me. They're like, "Here, you can have some," and I was like, "No." I was like, I'm a very good girl in that sense, but I know it's going to be legalized maybe like everywhere, probably maybe one day soon. But for me, I don't know. I think because it's a psychoactive substance, like, you know, when they say schedule one drug, this and this, like, I don't know. There's studies that show that people that smoke weed, they have a purpose. So it's a gateway drug. So what happens is that if you smoke weed, it's not like ayahuasca. Ayahuasca is like a tea and like it makes you go poop and like it gives you like ayahuasca basically releases DMT, in your brain, which is basically produced by the pineal gland. But weed is different because it attaches to like in your brain, the biochemistry of it essentially, it's like it basically creates like the pleasure pathways in the brain, and then you want that feeling, that high always. So like people that get high, they always search for their first highs, from what I've heard, because I did study abnormal psychology in school and college, and we did talk about cannabis. We talked about methamphetamine, I don't know how to say whatever phetamines, whatever it's called, and we talked about benzodiazepines, all the things that are basically habit forming. And I always told myself I never want to do that. I will say maybe one day I'll try weed like before I die. Because I'm just curious to see like how it makes you feel, and like, I just wouldn't, I'd have to do it with someone that I like trust, because like I feel like I'd go paranoid because I'm really sensitive. Okay, put it this way, if I have wine, the wine makes me like not loopy, but like tipsy if I have like two, like a little bit more than a glass, but red wine especially. So to me, if I have, God forbid, if I tried, like, I know people do gummies, they do brownies, and like it's, weed is like everywhere, like literally like in like rapper studios and like artist studios, not even rapper studios. I don't want to, that's really stereotypical. I'm so sorry. I did not mean to say that. There's artists who are like pop artists or whatever that smoke weed all the time, I'm sure, and maybe they have creative sessions and stuff. Like look at the Beatles. They did LSD and they were tripping on acid and stuff, and they created Magical Mystery Tour, and I love that album. That's a great album. And Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Band and all this other stuff, Mushroom, whatever. I just, for me, I think it fucks with your brain, and I don't want anything to fuck with my brain. I like my brain. I love my brain, and I don't want to, make it go cuckoo. Even though sometimes I will say, though, this is the only time I will say I think drugs are okay. So there's a study that was done um, with psychedelics. So people that have depression, they're using ketamine for that. And then psilocybin is basically comes as a derivative from mushrooms. So they're using that to treat people with like schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, borderline personality disorder, dissociative identity disorder, like all the basically mental illnesses and stuff. They're using psilocybin, which is basically mushrooms, to help cure these diseases like mental health issues. And I'm like, hey, if it helps you, then great. As long as you do it with someone that's like licensed and they know about dosaging and like the side effects and stuff, bro. If it releases all the icky stuff in your brain, why not? I just think if you're a normal functioning human being and you're engaging in drug use and activity, bro, like you're gonna end up fucking up your brain, because the thing is, if you have a normal brain with normal brain chemistry where your neurons, your neurotransmitters, um, all that stuff is okay. If you don't have like a depletion of serotonin or whatever, and you're introducing this other psychoactive substance, your brain is going to be like, your brain is always going to be wanting that, right? Your brain is going to be like, I need that opium, meth, heroin, all this stuff. That's why you develop a dependency on it. So it's like, mind you, I didn't know I'd be talking about drug use in this thing, but I did study. I took an abnormal psychology class in college. I took juvenile delinquency. I took regular psychology, intro to sociology, all those wonderful things, developmental psychology. I had my master's in that. I just, to me, from a clinical perspective, oh, look at this. Oh, it almost got burned. Hey! Thank God I looked at it. That would have been bad. Um, I'm going to close the windows because I think we don't need that open anymore. Even though there's birds chirping right now. Legit. It's like, it's almost 6, it's 7 o'clock and there's birds chirping. Um, my dog is like, Bonnie's like, what are you talking about? She's like, I don't get this. Why are we talking about this? I'm going to let the hamburger cool down for a second. Real talk time with Bonnie. Right, Bibber? So I will say, though, that I am someone, I don't condone drug use. I know ayahuasca is used to like help people like reach other like states. So when you talk about the Aztecs, the Mayans, the Egyptians, I'm sure that they all had psychoactive substances that helped them reach deeper levels of consciousness and thinking. I think, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, you can reach a deep meditative state of like introspection by just, look at this. She's like, this is so boring. Are you serious? You think this is boring? Am I boring you? I think I'm boring her. Okay, anyways, I guarantee you when I show the hamburger to her, Watch, I bet you anything if I show this hamburger to her, she's gonna completely change her tune. Oh, these are the papitas. Hold on, I have to put the papitas in the thing. I didn't put my papitas. Okay, ready? Alexa, set a timer for 20 minutes. Are you amused by my story about drug use and substance abuse and higher levels of consciousness? I don't think she cares too much. What do you think? No? Is it worth? No. She's looking at me like I don't know. So, I will say though that, yeah, that's just my take on things. I always wonder though, you know what's sad? Real talk time. I feel like when I look at people and I go on their profiles when I like want to date them and it says that they smoke weed like socially, I feel like some of these people are really great people. Like I've come across profiles in dating and it says that they golf and they go fishing or like they play hockey or they go like painting sometimes with their friends or they own a vineyard. I don't know. Just really cool. Look at this. Am I boring you? I hope not. So, but yeah, it sometimes says that on their profiles and it says that they smoke like socially. It says like on Bumble it says socially and sometimes it says frequently. And I'm like, do I give these people a chance? I don't know. Because what if they smoke around me? Like what if they come home one day, like let's say I get to the point. I've never lived with a man. Let me preface that. I've never lived with a man. So I want to say that. But let's say like I get to know somebody and like what if they're high? Like when like I don't want that. Like I just don't, I want someone to be sober. That's just me. I know again, I know a lot of people smoke weed. I want someone and here's the thing too. I get it. Like being sober and being like in your right mind is hard because you have to feel your emotions. When people drink alcohol, when they get high, they do that because they want to escape their emotions, right? You don't want to feel the feelings that come with life. But like here's the thing, that's what life is about. You have to feel your emotions. And if you get high just recreationally, that's because I think you just want to be like, I get it medicinally. If you have anxiety, if you have epilepsy, whatever. But if you're someone that's like, I need to like I'd rather be neurospicy and like wacky and zippy and all over the place than be like smoking up a chimney like in my room, getting a bong and like getting high because that means I'm not really dealing with my emotions, like I'm not feeling it. Like you're running away from like feeling it, right? So like that's just me. And I always wonder like am I excluding myself from like getting to know a really great guy because it says that he smokes weed? I don't know. But you never know. Maybe we'll find out. Maybe I'll give a guy if he smokes weed, I'll give it a chance and if it sucks, then I dump him. That sounds really cruel and cold hearted, but like it's true though. I'm really picky when it comes to dating, right? And also I don't want smoke around her too. I know you can do it in other ways, like people can do like the brownies and stuff and oh, and there's like apparently now, so when I was working in the restaurant industry, a lot of people, the servers would get a vape thing and they would put weed juice or cannabis stuff in the vape thing and they would like get high, but like you wouldn't know that they're getting high because it was in a vape thing. It looked like a USB stick basically. And I'm like, bro, like how I don't know. I'm just super old school and traditional. Um, that's just me. And that's why I would never want to start drugs and stuff because it's habit forming. Because once you start it, you can't stop it. Same thing with smoking. Smoking cessation is so hard. Like to stop smoking is, I think, one of the hardest things, harder than if you smoke marijuana. So, mind you, I was going to talk about afterlife and whatever, and it turned to like talk about like substance abuse and stuff. I don't know. I like to talk about a wide variety of topics. I don't shy away from stuff, but my dog is not amused. She is very bored right now, and I'm assuming she did have her hamburger. I don't know what she wants. So maybe once I have my, I do my hamburger, maybe she'll be more interested. So final step, I'm going to put this on. I'm going to reheat the hamburger bun a little bit. Oh, it's so hot. It's so hot. Why is that? Only one papita? Why did I put, there was literally one papita left in the bag. I should have put it on the damn thing and I didn't. God, it's hot. That's really hot. Let me take another sip. Okay. No, my hamburger did come out kind of funky. At least the cheese did, I'm gonna be honest. This is how it came out. It looks burnt, but it's gonna taste good. I know that's gonna taste good. I wonder if I should. No, you know what? I'm gonna do another cheese. Fuck it. Oh, that's so cute. Look at those little animals. That's cute. There's little wolves, endangered wolves. Okay. Okay, we're gonna put this. We're gonna do the second cheese. I'm gonna do a second cheese because the other cheese came out kind of funky. It might be a cheesy hamburger because I'm cheesy. You know, they say like you are what you eat. I do eat a lot of sweets, so I do consider myself to be sweet. But I'm going to put this over here. Alexa, set a timer for 2 minutes.
Second timer, 2 minutes, starting now.
I don't know. I'm talking about endangered red wolves. Beep-bop, boop-bop, beep-bop, boop-bop. So again, day in my life. Monday evening. Did I do my assessments for the job? No. Did I get rejected by Comcast? Yes. Did I expect that? Yes. But I look at it like, to me, and I'm talking about jobs in terms of job hunting because I am unemployed right now, so I'm trying to find a job. I look at it like, see, now my dog is intrigued. She's like, oh, job hunting, employment? Oh, she's like, Mom, you're not going to stay with me anymore? I am going to stay with you, but I might be at a computer and you might have to sit underneath me. So, what was I saying? I know that looked really not classy and I apologize. It's not classy to be like, excuse me. Sorry, I didn't want to spit out slime on camera. I was gonna say, but yeah, I apply to jobs and you never know because all it takes is like one person to like give you a chance. And if they don't, they don't. You know, at least you say you try. Never ever give up. Si se puede means yes you can. Which right now I'm gonna take a look at. When I'm bored, I go ahead and I look at my Tinder stuff and I see what's going on. These people are so, bro. I look at some people. One person writes in French. They write because so basically Canada's like right across the way, right? So I asked. My extent of French is basically like Alexa, stop. The extent of the French that I know is like salut, bonjour. Um, je m'appelle Ashley. Je suis vénézuélienne. J'habite à St. Albans, Vermont. J'aime cuisiner et j'ai une chienne. Elle s'appelle Bonnie, meaning basically, hello, my name is Ashley, I live in Vermont. Or j'habite in États-Unis. That's all I know. And I like to say, je comprends, or j'ai parlé un petit, no, j'ai parlé un petit peu de français et je comprends un petit peu de français, which means like I know a little bit of French. And I said j'aime cuisiner, which means I like to cook. Et je mange pasta. I like to eat pasta. And yeah, but I asked someone, do you speak whatever? And he says, oui, je parle anglais. What's up? Oh, this should be a show strictly dedicated to Tinder conversations. What conversations go down on Tinder? And I asked myself, is it me? Is it my fault? Am I weird? Am I asking for too much? I don't think so. But you want a man? He said, what's up? I'm like, bro. And it's sad because these people are really good looking and they're cute. They're cute men. But they don't know how to talk, bro. They don't know how to converse with you. good Lord, I feel like getting their head and be like, talk. Like, you're a good looking man. Don't let your looks go to waste. And I'll be like, yes, I'm a nerd. I get it. But like, bro, like for all good looking men, be the one. Be the one who breaks the mold. Be the one who breaks the stereotype. It's because some of these people, bro, like they're cute. They're really cute, but they just, God, they don't know how to communicate. Bro, I can't. And I don't want to be a bitch. I don't want to like not talk to somebody because like they can't converse, but it's like, bro, and maybe if it's, I get it. Some people just want sex. I get it. And Tinder, that's what Tinder's known for. But it's like, I don't know, I'd rather like get to know you like a little bit, than just hook up with you and then that's it. Because that would just feel really demeaning. I don't know, for me, that would just feel really, really demeaning. If a man was just like, they didn't want it. Like, think about that. That's like basically nothing short of like a prostitute. Like, think about it. If you go on Tinder and you're like, yeah, you're cute. I think whatever, we have chemistry. Let's just like hook up. You don't know that person. They're a stranger. I'd rather talk to you a little bit. Like, do you like to play chess? Do you like to go fishing? What fish have you caught? Have you caught like a big fish or like a little fish? Are you are you a catfish? Um, do you like to go skiing? Do you like to cook? Because to me, here's the thing: what these people forget, this is what they don't realize. Little tidbit. I know I went all over the place in terms of topic. I was going to talk about the afterlife, whatever. I got into talking about drug use. What these people fail to realize is that, especially with women, unless, okay, here's the difference. If they're a narcissistic man, they're going to care about is like having sex and having an orgasm and coming. Versus, I'm sorry to get really like crude or whatever, but like it's the truth. Versus if it's a man who really just wants to get to know you and just wants to like have fun and hook up or whatever, but they care about you. What these men don't realize is that the way to have really good sex is like you have to have a connection and you have to build trust, because you're not like, anyone could get naked. It's like an order. It's like a server. Anyone could take an order. Anyone could be an order taker. But to give a really good meal to somebody and have it be like an amazing experience, bro, you need everything from the beginning to when you walk in the door to the restaurant. So like when you leave, like when you say bye and you take the little mints in the front, when you go like the hostess stand and you leave the restaurant, it's like, thank you for stopping by, and you have the takeout bag with the happy face on it. Like, it needs to be, every single step of it needs to be good. And the same thing with like sex and dating. These people don't realize that they need to amp up their game, because anyone could be like, yeah, I'll open my legs for you and we can have sex. But really good sex is going to be like when there's like not an engagement, but like when there's like, I don't know, there's like genuine interest and intrigue. If it's just like, oh, hey, what's up, bro? I'm going to be like, bye bye, like delete, like you can't hold a conversation. I appreciate him asking me a question. I give him points, but like there really should be a show. Like go through my Tinder and like rate. I would totally watch that show. I think it would be hilarious. I don't know. Just for me, I think it would be funny. But some people just, they don't know how to communicate. They can't. You know, like some people, and it's amazing, their profiles. They have so much going for them. Yet when you get into the interaction, like when you match with them, it just all goes to the wayside, and they don't know what to say. It's like it all just goes whoop. Every single bit of propriety and interpersonal skills that they have, that they demonstrate in their work life, it's like you would think that they'd applied it to their personal life, but no. So anyways, let's see what, oh, the hamburger is almost done. Or at least the hamburger bun is almost done. It's calienticos. Calienticos. Ow. Okay. Let's put this in here. And let's take this out. Oh, thank God, I'm so surprised I didn't burn myself after extracting that from the oven. I might put some more mantequilla. Again, I do think in Spanish, I apologize. Mantequilla is butter in Spanish. That should melt on its own because it's pretty hot. Oh, that's way too much butter. Okay. Okay, I think we're good now. This should be tasty. I hope this is tasty. I pray to God. Please let it be tasty. Okay. Let's do this. Oh, it's hot right now. Oh no, see, I can't watch this show. Jewelry, I can't watch this. They literally, this is why I can't watch GMA because they have literally right now, they have, it says jewelry and beauty organizational bags. I can't look at this. Why? Because then I'm going to want to buy it and I can't buy it. I don't want to do an impulse buy. And they're literally showing all this. I'm not going to watch it. I'm going to turn it off. I'm not going to let because then I'm going to want to buy it and I can't. So let's see how this turns out. The papitas are in the oven. I am going to switch clothing for a second because it's really hot. I apologize. I'm going to put my jacket on. Eee! Sweep. I'm going to put my favorite new coats. This is my favorite coat. Why? Because it's pink and it's really cute. And I got it on Stitch Fix. See? I got it on Stitch Fix. I think it's super cute. I know it's kind of like big and like, but it's so cozy. It's like a cozy cardigan. And it's cute because it's pink. And if you don't like pink, I'm sorry. I like pink. I apologize. But, River, don't lick the edge of the bowl. Don't lick the edge of the bowl, River. You have to lick the middle of the bowl. So I'm going to make it colder in here because it's way too hot.